Halloween Special. Today's going to be the first episode where we take one film and review it each week of October. So, what other better way to start off October with Fig Nuking? You want to tell us?
It's gonna be Halloween 3, my favorite.
Yep.
But you know,
It's not
it's
Killer
Killer
Clowns from
Clowns.
Outer Space, but that's coming soon. One
As you
day.
guessed,
Not this
everybody. I know you
Halloween.
were in the comments guessing on that
Yes.
Star Wars video. You're like, they're gonna do a Halloween special and they're gonna do Killer Clowns. I know it was obvious, but
I know it's highly anticipated. Sorry it doesn't come today. So, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, also known as the Halloween Without Michael Myers. This film was made in 1982, box office bomb, but it has a cult following.
Was it really a box office bomb though? Because it was only filmed at like a budget of $2 million and it made 14 million, almost 15 million.
That is true, but compared to the original, and
Yeah, it was a
compared
box office
to the
bomb.
cult following the original had, and I think Michael Myers not being in this obviously had a big impact to it.
Yeah,
but I just
and I don't think.
like...
I mean, I think if it was nowadays, like let's say that movie came out nowadays and it was a big hit, and then they said like you were getting into that, like kind of like The Conjuring and like The Nun and shit like that, and Annabelle and shit like that, it works. I mean, more than Nun, I guess. It works because people are knowing what it is. Like they know it's not going to be the next Conjuring movie. You know what I mean? If they did like Season of the Witch, and they said, "Oh man, this is a complete separation of like the John Carpenter had an interview and was like, yeah, sat down and was like, yeah, this isn't going to be. We're making a new thing, anthologies about movies that take place around Halloween." I think it could have worked and been like a bit more of a box office hit, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wish this movie did well personally. I thought they had a cool concept going on where they killed Michael Myers off in Halloween 2, and then this was going to be like an anthology. This was the first one, and it was such a miss that they just gave up and people wanted Michael Myers back, so they went right back to Michael Myers. But I thought the concept of this could have been so good. I mean, I think we could have seen.
I don't even think the movie has its moments too. I don't even think it's like the worst movie ever. You know,
right? I just think we got the Shamrock
compared to Halloween. Yeah,
Silver
Shamrock.
We have the Silver Shamrock. The song appears every like 5 seconds of the film. People get sick of it quick. I know we found like a little Silver Shamrock token one day at a comic shop.
That was pretty cool.
That was a pretty.
I mean,
cool but it goes to show the cult following it has.
Yeah.
It
definitely had potential. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like one of the Friday the 13th movies or one of the, like, imagine the Bride of Chucky had like a cult following. Like that just, maybe it does, but it's not one I'm really aware of. Like you're not.
You don't love the Bride of Chucky, man.
Yeah, exactly. You're not gonna find the Bride of Chucky dolls at your comic shop. I mean, you might, but
I've actually seen this before at like fucking Hot Topic or Spencer's or some shit.
Okay,
like that.
Yeah,
so, but that's like trashy.
Yeah, it also didn't come out in 1982 and still popular today. True. So I kind of find this is what I find weird about the genre Season of the Witch is under, which is science fiction.
It kind of makes sense. It's got all the fucking villains that aren't the main. Well,
I guess they're
shot head of the business.
Technically, androids, and then you got, so it makes sense.
And then you got this weird, what is it called? This fucking stones. Why can't I think of their fucking name? What are they called? The fucking stones in fucking England. I forget what they're called.
Stonehenge.
Stonehenge, yeah. They use Stonehenge's things.
They use Stonehenge to get the powers inside the mask.
Which fucking weird.
That's another problem. I mean, one of the many problems this film has, but the mask. So every child in America wants only one of 3 masks. I just find that weird. I don't know. When I think of Halloween, I want it to be unique from everyone else. Like I couldn't imagine Halloween everyone wearing the same three mask, and even for
Yeah.
1982, that seemed like pretty far fetched.
You know, one thing actually I would like to see, and this is just like out of fucking left field, is because they did like Candyman, which was like already kind of in the same boat as this film, where it's like just a cult film that was kind of like a box office disappointment, I guess. Um, but it's like an intriguing thing. If they would redo this fucking movie, that might be actually kind of cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the witchcraft elements in this, and also the science fiction and the slasher aspects of it.
Sorry, I was coughing.
It's kind of it's just weird that they could miss with this film, especially with
Yeah,
all the
yeah, it's
ideas too.
yeah,
That's what I have trouble like understanding. Like, but
yeah. I personally don't. I don't know much about the director. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know too much about the
well, the
director.
director's Tommy Lee Wallace,
Yeah, I don't know much of what else he's done before.
and he's really done nothing besides B films. It looks like.
Yeah, so that might have been the problem. I mean, if they would have done like vision, I mean, I don't know. If it was John Carpenter directing all these films, it might have been different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and John Carpenter did have some. I believe he had some involvement in the production, but
Yeah, he did.
he
But
was done after. He just wanted to make his first film, and I still think that's one of the greatest slasher films of all time, if
yeah,
not the greatest slasher film of all time.
I mean, it's kind of crazy though. Even like John Carpenter overall is just such a fucking um
Yeah, he's iconic.
magician on the screen. I mean, there's no movie. Nobody makes movies like him. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. You have the thing, which is like a break in sci-fi. Like, yeah, Aliens is great and all, but I mean, like, the thing is a completely different genre of sci-fi horror. But I think it also does just as much as the first Alien movie or the second Alien movie, if you want to say Aliens is
Yeah,
the best one, if you want to say that. But it's really tough. I'm not gonna lie.
but
But
yeah, he also John Carpenter did get a credit for music in this. He has iconic music.
yeah,
The critics said about this film 41%, which I think is I consider that like positive for the amount of outtakes this film gets. You can people consider it a mess, so I think 41% is kind of high for this film. That's kind of interesting to me. That's obviously on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know. What do you think about that?
yeah. That's honestly higher than I thought it would be.
41%
It's kind
is
of
like an
a
average for like a horror film today.
Yeah, that is true. But that's because horror films today are just kind of built on jump scares. It's not really built on anything else anymore. Um, which I think I don't know. I say this for 80s 80s not slasher film, but an 80s kind of B movie. This isn't that bad. Like this has
Yeah,
actually like a pretty decent plot to it, even though it's got holes in it. I'm not gonna say it doesn't. It's got some holes, but the villain's pretty good. He has like a really good monologue in part of it. Uh, when
he
he's
just
like
lacks
about
he
to
lacks a motive. He pretty much just hates kids and wants to kill them all. But besides that,
No, his motive is that he wants to bring like the original
yeah,
like
yeah,
Celtic holiday.
he feels
That
like it's
motive
being
that now kids are yeah,
disrespecting the
which I guess is like a
holiday.
decent motive.
But he pretty much just
I
wants
mean,
to
I think
kill
there's
kids.
probably yeah, pretty much. That's how the whole story is. Because let's be honest, it's not kids who like just find out about Halloween. Their parents tell them, or you know what I mean.
And there's
It's
so many
Halloween's passed down.
plot holes to it. Like, okay, the show aired at one time, but I was watching this review one time, and they made a lot of sense of it. So if the show airs that kills all the kids, if it airs at one time, like 7 o'clock Eastern Standard
Well,
Time,
it doesn't air at one time. It's all throughout the day.
yeah, but even then, one of the kids from like or like families from the West Coast hear about like all these deaths going on, I
Yeah.
mean, it's like what 3 hours behind Eastern Standard Time. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
and
It just makes you think.
it's all throughout the day too. So I mean, if somebody was just at the looking in the morning was just like, oh, it's like 10 a.m. in the morning, heard that commercial play, and their kid fucking dies. Like, yeah, we have a 10 a.m. death. Why is any kid gonna go out for? Well, there's reasons kid would go out for trick or treat because kids are stupid and they still do it. But even if you're out trick or treating, why are you gonna be watching TV? You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
The only time you put on your mask is gonna be you're not putting on your mask. Well, some kids put on their mask all day and like wear it around the house, like getting hyped for Halloween. But some kids just like wear it.
Well, throughout the film, they did hype it up.
Yeah,
They hyped up that Silver Shamrock commercial.
yeah. So I mean, I don't know. It really depends. And also, how does this specific Silver Shamrock commercial only kill on the one time?
Yeah, that's what I find interesting. I don't know. There's so many plot holes to
Yeah.
this.
I guess it's the scientists that are there, and there's a lot of stuff. But I mean, it's a movie.
If this
It
wasn't done in 1982, if it was done today, I think it would have
would
been
be killed.
a million times better.
Oh yeah, if it was done today, yeah. I thought you meant like if the same movie
Oh,
came out
yeah.
today, just like highly
Yeah.
better, like just better visuals and stuff like that. I was like, no, that shit would have gotten killed. I mean, but I feel like you definitely do see some uh like love for this movie. Even I think like I mean, yeah, not to bring up my shirt or anything, my Goosebumps shirt, but like the mask episodes from Goosebumps or and the books from Goosebumps, Night of Living Mask, I think it's called. I mean, they kind of have pretty similar, like having a kind of evil mask. Like, I mean, it
Right.
takes over the person, but like it's very like I think before then I don't really see masks being used as much as like a an antagonist. I know they're not really in it, like they are an antagonist because they're gonna kill all the kids. You know what I mean? That's the weapon of mass destruction. You know what I mean?
Right.
Is kind of what I'm getting at. Not that they're exactly antagonists.
And not to get too much into Goosebumps, but I can't wait to dig into those series because I think it's so cool. It's a 90s show. I don't, did any,
It's got some awesome practical effects too.
yeah. And so dark for the time and
Yeah,
for
yeah.
kids too, which
Oh,
it's gritty.
speaking of practical effects, we got to get into that for this movie here because there's some good ass deaths in this movie.
Oh, I'm trying to think. One of my most memorable deaths in this film is probably the eye gouging scene.
Where he like pulls his fucking
Yeah,
whole
he like
nose out.
crush. Yeah, he pretty much like crushes his skull from the eyes.
Yeah, it's fucking weird, but it's a cool scene. And then you have,
That's a
of
good
course, the
kill.
iconic the kid's face melting, and all
That's
the like bugs and spiders and all that shit comes out. And then you have that cool ass one where the lady sticks like the screwdriver into the chip and it like fries her face and her face is like peeled back and you can see her gums and her teeth like all fucked up.
it's
So
pretty
really, I
good.
think a
It's
really
pretty
cool.
good
Yeah.
practical. I think the mass kill is probably the most creative
Yeah.
in a Halloween
Definitely.
movie. Not the best,
Yeah.
just most creative.
Yeah. I mean, there's some cool. I mean, you can't go wrong with some of the kills in those Halloween movies. Especially now, like some of the ones in like the last Halloween movie that just came out were really fucking cool. Like the pumpkin head in the car, that was fucking awesome.
That was cool.
I mean, there's any kind of these Halloween movies have awesome fucking kills. You're not going to go wrong, even though Rob Zombie once had cool kills. I don't know. You can't really go wrong.
Yeah, to get kind of like a perspective of horror films, if you think like, oh, the movie came out in 1982, like 14 million's a lot. Well,
Yeah,
Poltergeist came out in 1982 and it made 76 million.
that's
Friday
true.
the 13th, part 3 came out that same year and made 34 million.
Yeah,
And some movie Creep Show made 21 million,
yeah,
which is a key Stephen King film.
yeah.
So, oh, and you got E.T. the extraterrestrial too.
I mean, that's not really a horror movie, but
Not a horror movie, but uh
yeah, it's kind of crazy at this point because I think at this point John Carpenter kind of had his legacy. I don't want to say legacy set, Um, but I mean, if you look at it, like John Carpenter, I mean,
He's got
he
nothing to
was
prove
known at
now.
this time, and to say like, oh yeah, this is a like John Carpenter at least backed movie. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy to think that that's all he, you know. So let's see what he did before
So while
this
you're
movie
looking
came
at
out.
that,
So
I was scrolling
so yeah,
around
at this.
YouTube. Or
Mhm.
you can go.
Well, I was just gonna say, uh, by this time he did Halloween the first one. He did Escape from New York, The Thing, uh, or he was doing working on The Thing, but at least Escape from New York, and then he had. I don't think he actually directed Halloween 2. I think he was just a like producer or something.
Right. Yeah, he was just involved with the rest of the films, I believe.
Yeah,
I don't think
but
he had
like
any directing credits.